Pueblo Railway Museum's red, white, and blue Patriot engine is certainly the most colorful attraction the museum has to offer. The museum brings this engine out for train rides just twice a year, for America's birthday on the 4th of July and the Rail Fair in August. The other 10 months of the year, the Patriot is stored inside the museum's D Street shop. Even in storage, the Patriot is still useful as a beautiful backdrop for pictures and as a high vantage point from which to document the many activities happening in the shop. Getting the Patriot ready for train rides takes about a month of preparation. Let's do a quick recap. It's early June. Time for our museum volunteers to open her up and start checking things out. Like any vehicle, our Patriot engine needs maintenance, and an oil filter change is long overdue. This gigantic engine uses 4 filters. But these engines are well over 60 years old, which means these filters aren't the sort of thing you can just run out and buy at your local auto parts store. So our volunteers paid a visit to the nearby Union Pacific Railroad service yard. Our team was able to acquire exactly what they needed from the shop foreman there. Another vexing problem solved by our resourceful volunteers, with a little help from our railroad friends. The following weekend, volunteers Colin Moline and Paul Brown jump under the hood for a little more cleaning. It's just like working on your car, only about 20 times bigger. It's now June 23rd, and the Patriot is about to get a thorough washing before the big event. The Patriot's engine won't be started until after the wash. On the left side of this picture is the end of a caboose, attached to another engine which will pull the Patriot out of the shop. The Patriot is then uncoupled from behind the yellow caboose and left in the shopyard to be cleaned later in the day. Engine number 103 then pulls the 2 cabooses out into the switch yard so they can be swapped around. The cabooses need to be switched so that from this point of view the red one is to the left of the yellow one. With Ron Roach driving the engine, Reed Adams as switch foreman, and volunteers Dwight Maxey, Colin Moline, and John McDowell assisting, the job gets done quickly. Red caboose on the left. Why go to all this trouble? We'll answer that in just a minute. Colin, Paul, and Dwight then return to the shopyard and spend the next 4 hours power washing the Patriot. Our bright, shiny engine is then started up and driven back and forth for a short distance to check the operation. With all systems A-OK, the Patriot is parked in the shop. Over the next week, volunteer John McDowell adds a bit of modest decoration to what is already a beautiful engine. Independence Day is here at last. Our Patriot train is out of the shop and on its way to the Pueblo Union Depot. Now the reason for the caboose swap can be explained. The red light on this yellow caboose is something that the other caboose doesn't have, something that the end of the train must have. Therefore, the yellow caboose must be the last car on this train. As the 4th of July festivities get started, let's take a moment to recognize the contributions of the museum volunteers who made it happen. Here, Secretary Deanna Applegate and tour guide Ron Roach get ready to rustle up some pancakes, sausage, and bacon. Shop foreman Dwight Maxey in the orange hat jumps in to help serve breakfast for our guests. John McDowell, dressed in his 3rd different costume already this season, arrives in his Uncle Sam wardrobe, perfectly color-coordinated with our Patriot engine. Meanwhile, volunteer Petar Sredoyevich is perched precariously atop our 2912 steam engine, attaching a couple of flags to the front. Today, Petar is our impeccably dressed train conductor. Petar's wife Shirley is our assistant conductor. That little pink camera she's holding is responsible for several of the pictures in this video. Siggy Walker, one half of our husband and wife finance department, is inside Wayne's gift shop selling train tickets. The 2 engineers piloting our Patriot today are Colin Moline and Pueblo Railway Foundation Vice President Paul Brown. Mike Walker, Chris Fox, Reed Adams, and Justin Caesar also contributed their talents to this event. Last but not least, It's hard to know where the museum would be today without Pueblo Railway Foundation President Jerry Dandurand. His passion and persistence in leading the foundation and documenting the museum's accomplishments are a big reason why the museum is the success that it is today. Because of the efforts of our volunteers, the few dozen guests who braved the early July heat to come out and visit us were rewarded with patriotic pageantry and an enjoyable ride on a unique and colorful engine. The Pueblo Railway Foundation thanks all of our visitors who chose to kick off their July 4th holiday with pancakes and trains. The Patriot will return for its only other train run of the year during the 8th Annual Rail Fair on Saturday and Sunday, August 11th and 12th. And a reminder that the Pueblo Railway Museum is bringing its big Lionel model train set back to the Colorado State Fair from August 23rd through Labor Day. We hope to see you in August at the Pueblo Railway Museum.